Hi everyone, welcome to the Relevance Life podcast. It is powered by the Relevance Living Initiative. My name is Dorcas and I am your host, and I'm so glad and excited to be here. This space is one and a transformative journey for everyone who craves a life that resonates with meaning, resonates with purpose and relevance. For anyone who wants their existence to be a testament to their values, who desire to leave an indelible mark that echoes long after they have gone. This is for individuals who desire to shift from mere existence to thriving and purposeful living. This is all about making your moment count and making your life count. We'll be exploring topics, discussions, and reminders around purposeful living, around holistic growth, and all of this is from a divine outlook. I'm so happy to have you on board and to bring you here once again. So yes, on today's episode, our topic is one that requires you to ask yourself an honest question and pretty a sincere reply to, because as we go through life, we must have moments of asking ourselves some pertinent questions. And one of the questions and today's topic is centered around an important question. Yes, and that question is that, are you vegetative or flourishing? Are you vegetative or flourishing? So just ask yourself that question. I believe that by the end of this podcast, by the time you are done listening, you would have an answer to that question as you look into what it means. Are you vegetative or flourishing? When we talk about the word vegetative, it's a simple word that is from the word vegetation, and we all know that another closer to that is vegetable. So vegetative is something that is, we can say, is an activity that is passive or that is monotonous. It's something that does not requires much effort, that is just passive and bare. So that is, we can say it is fallow as well. Yes, for context sake now, let's give an example. A vegetative person can be said to be somebody who probably is under treatment and probably an end stage disorder. Let's say somebody who has a brain damage or who has a multiple organ dysfunction. Such a person, even though the person is existing, the person is alive, but yes, it's not productive. And so it means that vegetative is not just about being alive. Flourishing is not just about being alive. So now the medical team, by in care of that person, the example I portrayed, the medical team are actually hopeful. They have this hope that yes, this person can live again. They are trying to do their best. And that's kind of people that we can say, oh, they're under intensive care, going through intensive care. So yes, the medical team is usually hopeful many a times, because they believe that once there still is spark, there's possibility for a revival. Yes, in that sense, there's possibility for a change. So, and it aligns with that saying, it is saying that says that a spark remains, a flame revives. And this is sadly the state of many people. Yes, many people around people today, around us. Many people around us who are simply vegetative. They might not even know that they are. That's because they have no understanding of what true living is. They do not even understand what it means to live. Because once they don't understand what true living means, they cannot understand what it means to thrive. They can understand what it means to flourish. Just like our discussion, this particular thing. So now, to explain what flourishing means would be that we want to describe what it means to live. Yes, and just like the illustration that I gave earlier, the medical team, anybody in charge of the patient, of that particular individual, they're actually hopeful, and that is where true living begins from. Yes, flourishing begin from is to first understand that, first believe that something beautiful can still emerge from within you. It's that you should not write yourself off. Should not believe that, oh, that's all. I mean, there's still a possibility for a renewal. There's still a possibility that something beautiful can sprout out of you. Yes, God's word even says that at the scent of water, a tree can still bud, can still bring forth fruit, can still grow. So yes, it's just about that spark. It's just about the location where you are. So now we are talking about vegetative, talking about and in comparison to flourishing. People who are vegetative, that don't understand what true living means, are people that only follow the motions. They have no contribution to their society whatsoever. They are just existing. They are just there, but it's like they are burden to people around them. They might not even know that is who they are. And that is why I started by saying that have a honest reflection. Ask yourself sincerely. Because yes, if you are going to fulfill life, live a fulfilling life, we must have moments of reflections, have moments where we ask ourselves some pertinent and questions and provide sincere answers to, so that we won't deceive ourselves. So as I mentioned earlier, the little spark remaining is a reminder to be hopeful that your story is not over yet, and that you should believe that something wonderful, something beautiful can still emerge from you. Yes, don't lose hope, don't lose your confidence. And without hope and aspiration and optimism, I want us to explain what it means to flourish by describing what it means to live. And I want to spell out the letters in the word live. Yes, for this episode, we are going to look at the first letter, and we continue in the subsequent episode. So now the first letter in live is what? Is L. Yes, we have LIV. So the first letter is L, and I would be calling that lighted. But before I go into what it means to be lighted, I want to highlight these major things for us, that to flourish is to truly live, and that's why I want to describe what the word live means by spelling out the words in live. To flourish is to truly live, and to live is to have life, and to live is to be alive and spread life to everyone around you. Yes, to flourish is to truly live. To live is to have life, and to live is to be alive and spread life to everyone around you. So now, what does it mean to be lighted? L, to be lighted. Light connotes illumination. When we hear light, it means there is clarity. It means there is vision. It means there is no darkness. So to be lighted therefore means to be illuminated. It means that a person has clarity, a person has vision, a person has a direction. So even in a contemporary world around us, we all know the importance of light. Light is needed for a lot of things. Even for plants to grow, they need light. Yes, they need light, and that's true for the light is important for growth and survival. Somebody who has a eye defect, essentially, and cannot see, visual defect. Now you see the doctors, you see the health practitioners recommending the person to consume a diet that is rich in what? In vitamin A, because vitamin A would what? Help with vision. So now, to be lighted means to have an illuminated eye, to have an illuminated heart, illuminated mind. So being lighted is actually not a disadvantage. It has a lot of advantages, because when a person is lighted, his eyes are open, he can see, the heart is lighted, the mind is clear, he can think straight. So a person who has a darkened mind, a person who has a clouded mind, can be said to be somebody who is not lighted. And such a person is probably full of hatred, full of envy, full of jealousy, full of bitterness, full of anger. And such a person will only produce impossibilities, because only a lighted man can think well, only a lighted man can grow, only a lighted man can produce results. A person who has a dark mind will only produce impossibilities, will only be confused, will only be stagnated. Such a person's life will be like a journey in a circle, even though there might be motion. But yeah, because it's not just about motion, it's about motion in the right direction. So such a person would not break forth, the person would just be stagnant. And that is why a person who has an anointed light is somebody who has experienced the true light. And who is the true light? Christ is the true light. So if you are going to say somebody is living, is truly living, somebody who will flourish is someone who has experienced the true light. That's the light that what light every man that comes to this world. To be lighted means to be in life union with Christ. In life union, that person has accepted Christ, the person believes in Jesus. So if you want to experience, if you are going to answer that question now, are you vegetative or flourishing? Now, taking the first letter, which is L in live, are you lighted? Do you have Christ in your life? Are you in life union with Him? Is he an active relationship? Is the light you received from Christ, has it affected your whole being? Yes, because if the eyes have light, the whole body is going to be full of light. If your eyes are single, because a lighted man is a man that can produce possibilities. Growth can never happen in the absence of light. And if you are not lighted, you are vegetative. So I believe that we've learned and we have perspective to what it means to be vegetative, and we'll continue in our next episode. Thank you so much for listening.